Hi, so in this video we're going to be doing a little tutorial about getting started with some optimization stuff that you can use. Now, as per the other tutorials and stuff like that, I've always suggested you go look at, well, not there, but you go look at the user manual, which is on the Moodle page. Here you can also see the URL there. But if you come to this manual, you'll be able to see, the stuff that's been there for a while now, the getting started with installation, all this other good stuff, some longer form tutorials that had some other videos and stuff like that. But we've also added now this getting started with optimization section. And it is quite fleshed out, but obviously there might be a few gaps here and there. But hopefully this video will help you, like I said, in getting started with doing some optimization in the RoboCup domain. So like I said, lots of good things to read through here, but I'm going to be going through it a little bit quicker. But of course, you guys can pause the video, take the time, read through what is written, just to have a better understanding of what we're doing. Cool, so let's get into it. And first is the installation steps, I guess. Now, for the optimization, we are assuming that you've already installed the actual RoboCup package. And for that, you can follow the instructions at getting started installation with Singularity is the recommendation. And there are like a couple different options in terms of like operating systems you can use, as well as some common issues that might arise, and you can look there for some assistance. But anyway, like I said, we're assuming that you've done that and watched the videos for that, and you're at this point now. So what you would have found after doing that is you've actually like downloaded / installed a Singularity container, which you would use to do your normal RoboCup stuff. Now, in order to like streamline the optimization process and all those goodies, we've actually created our own like slightly modified containers, which allow you to do real-time optimization as well as like sped up optimization. So real-time, the process or the visualization is happening at real time or in normal time. And in the sped up version, the server is sped up just purely for time constraints, because you want to train or perform multiple rounds of optimization, so it's better to use the sped up version. However, you can't really visualize that for debugging to see where maybe things are going wrong. So that's why, like it says here, we suggest if you're debugging with the visualizer to use the real-time container. So how to get these containers? Or you can just take the whole long URL, copy it, and basically you want to save the link. So if we go paste and go here, we can save the file. So that's going to download. It is quite a big file. So it may take a little bit of time. However, I've done that already. So we can like skip ahead a little bit. So I've also put it in my like home directory. So if I do a little ls here, you can see I have actually quite a few different ones. But if I scroll over, to the right, you can see they're called RC Optim Cluster Fast and RC Optim Cluster Slow. So that's basically the file you would be looking for. So here's like the slow one, and here's the fast one. Cool. Now, those are basically just slightly modified containers that, like I said, you would have originally downloaded following the traditional instructions. But they're not all you require. Now you also require this special shell script, which is dependent on the installation that you did in the general installation. And all you need to do with those is pick which one corresponds to your installation and download that. So there's NVIDIA real-time. So if you're doing it with the real-time container, you need to use one of the real-time ones. And then the question is, well, is it the NVIDIA one or the Mesa one? And that purely depends on if you installed RoboCup with the NVIDIA option, indicating that you have a graphics card installed with the correct drivers. Or if you don't, then use the Mesa option. So again, you would just copy the URL, download it, and you would have it. So again, these you see they're called RoboCup NVIDIA Slow, Fast, Mesa Slow, Mesa Fast, and you can see some of them here. So I installed it with the graphics card option being true, so that's why they're here. Now, what's interesting is if I go to one of these files, so here you can see the image files, and if I open these, like the slow one, just with a text editor, you can actually just see the singularity command that runs our particular image. And we've utilized this overlay to basically overlay this image on our RoboCup base image, or the singularity image, should I say. Cool. So that's just a little explanation about what we've done. And the reason we did that is to allow us to run these optimization approaches and experiments. Cool. So this basically allows us to do the experiments, but we need the code as well. So on the second tab here, we can see, download the code. And to do that, you can go to this GitHub link, which is the RoboCup GitHub. And if you don't have access, you can just request it using this email address, which is my email address. And if you're part of the team, you should be on this GitHub anyway. But if not, you can request access. And we want you to clone basically this this kick optim base repository. That can be found on the Git page. So if you just come to the repository normally, it's taking a lot longer. You can see we have quite a few different branches, but you can see this kick optim base branch. And you could clone it, but I don't actually want to clone mine. I want to just download it because I want to keep it separate from my Git repository just for this tutorial anyway. And it should be in the downloads folder. Here it is, and I would extract it. Cool. So I'm going to copy that or cut that and just put it in my home directory. Again, it doesn't matter where you put it, but just for my sanity, I'm putting it there. And that would basically be, downloading the code, getting the code. And I really like to use Visual Studio Code as my IDE. So let's open the project up in that. So I'll go File, Open Folder, and what was it called? RoboCup Kick Optim Base, right? That one. And this is basically our code base. Lots of good things, lots of interesting things, and we're going to be going through quite a few of them today. So what's really cool is with this code base and this base optimization thing that we've done and handled a lot of it for you, you can get started straight away with running optimizations. So if we open up your terminal again, in that same folder is where you've downloaded and installed your RoboCup stuff, like your images and the scripts and stuff like that, as well as where you installed the base RoboCup installation. So if you open your terminal there, you can start running these commands. So RoboCup NVIDIA Slow. And you'll see this will open up that singularity terminal, just like we've been doing 1,000 times in the normal, with the normal RoboCup stuff that would have also been explained in all the different other tutorials. And you'll see a very, familiar looking, you probably won't see all this nonsense, but you'll see a very familiar looking terminal, like with this gray bar, and it looks different to like the other terminals, right? Because it's your Singularity terminal. Cool. Now inside here, if I go ls, you can still see your normal folder structure, and we want to go into this RoboCup kick optim base. Again, that's exactly what the instructions are saying here. cd into this folder. So you can also see it if you open up your code. There's this optimization folder here, and inside that there's a kick folder, and that's basically where we want to be. So go cd, and then it was RoboCup, right? Something like that. Not RoboCup AI. What was the folder called? RoboCup kick optim base. And now inside here would be what you see in Visual Studio. So it would be cd optimization and then the kick. I just did the commands in one go there. And now you can see these folders and files and cool things. Oh, sorry, I've moved on a bit. Here we are. So like I said, if you use the ls command in terminal, you should see something like this. Maybe not with all of these parameter files and stuff like that, but in general, something like that. And once we're here, we can actually just, boom, straight away get into running optimizations and start optimizing over our parameters. And the whole purpose for doing optimization is because we have certain skills, and these skills are like kicking the ball, standing up, walking, diving if you want to get into it like that. But we have these skills and they're defined by a set of parameters. Okay, and these parameters are basically just numbers that correspond to some sort of feature, some sort of like thing, right? It could be some sort of variable. So it could be how far the agent stops before he then starts to kick. That's one of the parameters. And the whole goal that we want to try achieve is try to optimize these parameter values for the different skills. So with just downloading and installing the code, you can use ./run, which runs this like run.sh file, and that gets an optimization going straight away. And you could technically just run that, and at some point you'll get good parameters. So I'm going to do that now. I don't know why it didn't. There we go. And now in the background, it's busy running, but it does take a few moments. We're busy optimizing over a set of parameters to do a particular task. And this is all straight out of the box stuff. Now, if you want to look at exactly how those things work and understand what task is being run, what parameters are being optimized, and how they're being optimized, well, then you have to go deeper into the code a little bit. So in the next video, inside the code base explanation, we'll go a little bit deeper, like I was saying. But other than that, right now you're already doing optimization and you're already taking your first steps.